whole process. Let me just say that, this all really began 9-10 years ago when Harris brought in a flawed funding formula that came up with that ridiculous characterization of inside the classroom versus outside the classroom funding, where if you're a school teacher and associated with the classroom from a school teaching perspective, then budget lines were set up and they were protected in the school board system. All of the support staff were left vulnerable with budget lines that were flexible, that were rated on a continual basis, and then of course all tied into enrollment in the school system, which means every time we lost kids out of the school system, CUPE lost the ability to be able to fund the program and the jobs that we do, which are so vital to a quality education system in this province. So we've been fighting for 9-10 years to get the Tories to change the funding formula. We were not successful. Brother Frank Ventresca and the OSBCC committee, who have been tenaciously taking on this fight all across the province on specific items as well as on the big picture. Violence in the workplace springs to mind, hours of work for EAs, and all of these issues were highlighted very effectively by the OSBC committee. You can have this piecemeal by piecemeal, have this battle across this province, region by region, community by community, or you can come to a table and sit down and talk to CUPE and see if in fact you're willing to come to some kind of a compromise and a way of moving forward that addresses issues at a central table that we've been unable to address individually across the province. To make that happen, of course, we had to have the support, as I mentioned earlier on, the division, the national, the regional office, the staff that service those locals, a specialty team that we put around, we call it the P&P, basically the Priorities and Planning Committee, which involves researchers and communication staff and the coordinators, the associate coordinators, the elected leaders. We're finding it difficult to be able to actually see the increase in numbers in the school boards, and I can assure you, certainly CUPE as an organisation, we're not seeing it in an increase in per capita. So clearly they're not out there somewhere. I don't know where the money's gone as a union that we'd like to talk about. No guarantee, by the way, we're going to get settlements on any one of these issues or all of them. These are certainly the issues that we're putting on the table. We've yet to see and to hear what the School Boards Association are going to bring forward. So these are our items anyway: staffing levels in the school system, wages and benefits, funding for general interest instructors. A lot of this primarily applies to local authorities, but it will have implications across the province. Square footage, and I'll be honest about it, it's going to be difficult. Government is also on the way at the same time. So obviously we need to get a clear sense of what are the items you're bringing to the table, what would the cost factors be involved, and then we need to take a look at the transfer payments and the budget, which will be coming up in a couple of months. So there's in discussions that's going to yield some language when we come back to you in a meeting like this at the end of the process. We bring back to you everything that was agreed upon.
We're coming up on lunch shortly, so if you're still in line, memorize who's in front of you. So when we come back to lunch, we'll remember the second officer. Sister at the back.
First week now, P1358, Interested Capital District School Board. My question and concern arises around the common expiry date of the collective agreements. That August 31st, as an EA, I'm laid off over the summer, and although my collective agreement has language stating that my employer will pay during negotiations, many locals don't have that language. It force EAs and other service workers to go without pay or fraudulently do their EI. Also around the area of custodial staff who have forced vacation during that time.